I'm good. I'm good. What's going on? You have a play coming up on Monday, right?
Yes, Monday, May 9th. It's called Philip Galinsky Presents Facebook Comes Alive. So
now, it's fair to say, as it says sort of in the introduction, that you are very hooked into this kind of new theater, experience. How do you describe Facebook Comes Alive?
Okay, it's the first of its kind. It's a totally interactive theater experience where I project my Facebook page live to the entire theater audience and basically try to describe / defend the pictures and the videos that I have been tagged in.
So now, that's interesting, and it's certainly taking, social media, new media, bringing it to theater, but why? I mean, this is a very important question, because you know and I know that theater has to matter to your audience. Why do they care?
Well, in one regard, they care because, Valerie, I have over 1,000 friends in my Facebook life, which I know seems like a lot, and it means that social media palace of Facebook, those 1,000 people are all going to come to the show, which is kind of scary to think that somebody. No, I think in real life, what I talk about with the show is more about the fact that you could have 1,000 to 5,000 friends on Facebook. That doesn't mean anything in real life, because in real life you probably have 5 really close friends. So it's kind of peeling back the illusion of what certain parts of Facebook are, who you're friending, why you're getting a thumbs up, who likes you, trying to talk about the popularity contest of Facebook as well as the reality of it. Because at this point I have 4 older brothers, I have 10 nieces and nephews, and photos, old photos are getting scanned and uploaded on Facebook, and I'm being tagged in a whole bunch of things that a whole group of people are seeing, and I want this outlet of the theater to kind of have me describe what was going on in 1976 when my mother dressed me as a girl.
Oh my goodness. So there's a whole, depth of discovery here in the show that we'll be finding out about Phil Galinsky.
Yeah, and I found it when I was putting it together. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how many pictures of as a kid are up on Facebook that I really have to describe, because things are different. I was born in 1970, so things are a little different back then in that I have 4 older brothers, and I took a bath with 2 of them, and we were all naked in a bubble bath. And if you had a picture like that posted now, I think you'd get in some really serious trouble, but there were no rules in the 70s. You could do that kind of thing.
And your mom dressing you in a dress was just to give you a different point of view, or what was that about?
Well, when it came up on Facebook, I had a heart-to-heart with her about it because I wanted to understand what was going on. And like I said, I have 4 older brothers, and the closest brother in age to me was 5 years removed. So, and my mother had me when she was 40, and my dad was 45. So when she was pregnant, they were basically, it was a miracle, and I was going to be a girl, come hell or high water, was what's going to happen. When they found out I was a boy, they didn't seem too disappointed, although I had stayed in the hospital a few extra days because back then they wouldn't release the baby without a name. And so they were battling what my name was going to be while I was sitting in a little tray. But that, that didn't leave any psychological marks or scars on me at all.
Not at all, not at all. And so finally the name Philip was the one they centered on, and why that name?
I still haven't gotten, because I guess it's because it's a boy's name. It would have been really hard to leave the hospital as Phyllis.
Or Philippa.
Yeah, or something like that. And so as the pictures and the videos have been posted, I've been reconnecting with people that I never thought would ever be a part of my Facebook life. Like, I'm pretty sure your audience is familiar with Nile Rodgers. He's from Chic. He did a song called Freak Out.
Right.
And I danced to that song in 1977 or 78, and I won a talent show dancing to that song, and it got put up on Facebook, and I didn't even realize that I'm connected to him, and we've become friends, real friends, as well as Facebook friends from that my talent show win in Wethersfield, Connecticut, which is a tiny little town right outside of Hartford, Connecticut.
From 1977.
Yep.
So there you have the wonderful part of Facebook, that you can connect with people, that you can create, really great bonds, as well as the other part of Facebook, which is superficial, everybody trying to jockey for some kind of, position or agenda on Facebook. And then there's the dangerous part of Facebook where people gather information from you that you don't want them to have.
Yeah, I have some stories and some tips that will enlighten people to make sure that, that you don't have to expose everything about your life to everybody. When I open the show, I ask the audience a question like, if the government said to you that you had to change your picture and tell everybody what you were doing today, would you do it? And 99% of the audience would say, heck no. But then I say, but you do that on Facebook, which is kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think, Phil, it's a very important point on many levels. First of all, people do divulge things very easily, and they don't realize this is out on the web for anybody to access. So I think you're doing a great service. I know that this is entertainment and fun as well. Would you consider yourself a Facebook or social media expert now?
I would say I could say that yes. I'm in a certain segment. I am in the social media expert of promotion of a solo show performer or an entertainer. I've been able to use Facebook and other social media outlets like YouTube and other places to promote my shows and what I'm doing, and that's what I strictly do with it. I don't really ever put up pictures of my birthday parties or anything that's kind of a little more private. It's basically all about promotion for me.
Mm-hmm. So this is a one-man, one Philip Galinsky show?
Yep, the screen, it's going to be at the Pit, the People's Improv Theater. If you mention the Pit and you mention Valerie Smaldone, you get in for only $5. There's no drink minimum, and it's at 123 East 24th between Park and Lexington, 7:30 p.m. on Monday, May 9th. And basically, I will be having a giant projection screen of my Facebook page live, and I have a director that will be scrolling up and down, and we'll be clicking on pictures and videos and trying to clearly define what actually happened in the Facebook space.
Okay. So if you go to the show or you order tickets in advance and you mention my name, you get the ticket for $5.
Yes.
Now, if you don't, is the ticket still $5?
Now the ticket is supposed to be $10. So they're actually getting half price. One of the things when I was talking to my producers when I was creating the show is they were saying to me, this is a tough nut to crack, Philip, because if you're talking about your Facebook page, why would you even have a live audience there? Why wouldn't you're dealing with people on Facebook that half of them don't even go outside. They just look at what's happening in other people's lives. And to me, that's the golden nugget of this whole thing is I want people to be able to do what I'm doing and sort of franchise it out and maybe go to a bar instead of having a karaoke night, you have a Facebook night. And you can just project your Facebook and talk to people about what's really happening.
Okay, well, it's a very interesting concept. I love marrying new media or digital media, however you want to call it, with live performance. And the theater, I know, has gotten a lot of great press, the People's Improv Theater. A lot of people are using that new space. It's fantastic. What do you hope to happen with this piece, Phil Galinsky?
Ultimately, I hope I can get 7 million friends on Facebook. No, I'm just kidding. Just exposure of the show and keep on performing it because every day my Facebook page is going to be different. So, every week I could be doing a new show just describing what's happening in my little Facebook world. Also to have it branch out, to kind of be out there for everyone else to kind of try and see if they can master this idea and just get more people out to the theater in a unique way because they're really part of the show. They're part of the show in a couple of ways. One, there's some footage that is up there that was shot on film, so there's no sound. And there's a whole new audience that's going to the theater that doesn't even understand that people used to make home movies that didn't have sound. You know, it's kind of a crazy way that technology has gotten so fast that some people don't even, they're like, why would you put home movies up there, Philip, if there's no sound, kind of thing. And then I have one quick story. I took my nephew out to dinner. He was 10 years old, and I told him we have to wash our hands before we eat. So we go into the bathroom, and he goes to the sink, and he just starts shoving his hands under the sink, and no water's coming out. And he keeps shoving his hands under the sink, and no water's coming out. And he goes, "This thing is broken." And so I take my left hand and my right hand, and I put them on the faucets, and I turn it open, and the water comes out. I mean, this is how far technology has gone that kids don't even know how to use a sink.
Interesting. Well, yeah, the worlds are colliding, and I think this is a very wonderful theatrical experiment. The name of it is, I guess, what is it called?
Facebook Comes Alive.
It's not Phil Galinsky's Facebook Comes Alive?
I guess I should be a bigger promoter myself. All right, let me do that over again.
Okay.
Philip Galinsky presents Facebook Comes Alive.
Okay. Now, let me ask you in a few moments, Phil, if you have them. I know you're in rehearsal.
Right.
What is it we do not know about Facebook? Can you give me any tips that are important for privacy? Because I got something the other day from somebody that said, if you don't do this on your settings, this is going to I forgot what it said, honestly. You know, and I don't know if this is true or not, and I got tied up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think there's a couple of things. The navigation of Facebook is changing, because I've created groups and things like that, and they've kind of just gone away because Facebook kind of self-polices itself. But the one main thing that I would say to you or anybody is, and this is one of the stories that I talk about in the show, is your status is very key into what's going to be interpreted on Facebook. So you really want to be careful on what you're posting in your status. All the other things, the things you can turn on and turn off, that isn't as important as your status. And I'll give you one other story.
One second. When you say status, you mean what? You mean your status of your marriage or your education?
No, just like what? I'll give you the example. So my brother Robert and I would produce the Manhattan Monologue Slam, and we were working on it, and I asked him, where his son was, and he was like, "Oh, he's home studying for a really big chemistry test." And then I showed him my phone, my smartphone, and my nephew had updated his status on Facebook, which would come to me because I'm a friend of his, and said, "No one's home tonight. Gonna be practicing my guitar, AC/DC. It's gonna be the best night ever. I don't have to study chemistry."
Oh, I see. You're talking about the status when you punch in what you're up to. That's what you mean, not your info. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That was very bad that he did that.
Yes, and that's the big divide that's happening now. Is and I think it's kind of sad. Is parents and kids, like kids saying, "I don't want my mom to be a friend of mine on Facebook." That's kind of I never would use Facebook as a babysitter, but I could see where in there lies some problems. So you just have to be careful on what you're typing in for your status, and also let people know that you can be tagged in a photo that you're not even in.
Yes, and that happens all the time because they want to draw you in as well.
As a promotion, yeah, or and that's one of the things. That's a real big pet peeve of mine that I've found with my audience, is that that's the one thing that they really, really hate, is to be tagged in a photo of a fire hydrant or something that you're not in.
I know, and it's very annoying. It's very, very annoying to see that happening, and this is the world we live in right now. So I think that you're doing a wonderful social experiment. I think you're enlightening us about Facebook, and you're entertaining us as well, Phil Galinsky. It's one day only. Is that correct?
Yes, it's Monday, May 9th, and it's a very funny and poignant show because it's all real, Valerie. I used to wet the bed. I used to get shocked with an electric metal sheet. There's all these real, true, horrific stories of my childhood that everybody laughs at. But I think I think they're laughing out of love because they're all true. Because I have the photos and the videos to back it up. So it's not.
Wow.
It's pretty good, pretty intense. I mean, you saw the little video I sent you.
Yes, it's very interesting. Phil Galinsky, good luck with the show. Break Legs. It's coming up Monday, May 9th. And the website, Phil?
Monday, May 9th, go to the People's Improv Theater, thepit-nyc.com, and get there 7:30 p.m. Mention Valerie, mention the Pit, get in for $5. There's no drink minimum, nothing like that. You could even bring your own Facebook if you had it. 123 East 24th, between Park and Lex.
Good luck to you. It sounds like a very interesting project in social media and on stage as well. All the best.
Thank you, Valerie.
When we return, Brandon Steiner's latest charitable project.